Hey, this is Rob with your weekly update. This week we traded into Newgold, Newplat and Exxaro on the JSE. We decided that the Newgold and Newplat was a good trade, as the markets are unsure. The USA is closed for business totally, and we expect not only a slightly weak rand, but also improved commodity pricing as a result of this. You can look at this Exxaro trade as well that we did this week. We did the Exxaro trade because it was a must. We couldn't miss out on it. You'll see all the technicals are actually fantastic. We traded into Newgold at 127. She's basically sitting there at the moment at 126.95, something like that. It's sitting flat at the moment, but if you look at the oscillators have all grouped beautifully over here, and she's confirmed over here in the momentum, and she's also confirmed on the RSI. Now, just to show you how this works, I mean, if you see here, all the oscillators grouped here, everything confirmed here, the RSI also confirmed, and she started going up a long way along. You don't worry about these things that are so far apart, because as you can see, when they're apart like this and they're not really joining up and they're not really coming together, she just keeps on going. Now, if you look at the situation here, they're not joining up, so she's not really coming back. She'll come back a tiny little bit, and then she's going to go up again. If you look at this where they all joined perfectly here, they all came together, and the top confirmed, you can see she came down quite heavily. So we decided at the end of September, when we saw this pattern developing over here, that she looked good for a trade. And if you look at this, she's got a nice support running down here at around 125 rand, and if you look at the top, she's got a nice big resistance coming in at 145. So you can trade in this band to 145 rand quite comfortably. We set a first target at 135 because there is a slight resistance around there, and at 140 rand would be our main target. No need to wait for 100, but if she keeps going past that, why not? I doubt very much that it's going to do that. It looks more like a short-term trade, so we're hoping to get a good 135 rand out of this trade if she goes well. We've set a stop loss at 117 because if she goes through this 122, 120 mark, the next support down here is at 120. You can see in the straight line, if you take these bottom points here, 120 rand. If she drops through 120 rand, we could be in a bit of trouble. So we would stop loss and get out at 117. We wouldn't watch it go all the way down. Although some people don't use stop losses, because once you stop loss, you've lost your money basically, and even though it's a small amount, at the end of the day, it's still an amount. Our next trade, if you look at the new platinum trade over here, you can see it's very similar to the gold trade. She is a little bit down at the moment, but if you look at the oscillators, look at where they grouped there. There she confirmed, there she confirmed, and you can see she went all the way up to here, okay, and carried on going, because these oscillators weren't really coming together, they weren't really joining up, and they weren't really confirming. Look at that, it's in the middle, it's not even close to the top or the bottom. Over here she hit the top. You had some kind of confirmation here with a bit of a join, and if you look here, she confirmed here, she confirmed here, and she came all the way down. Now we're back here again, and she's confirming. Everything's at the bottom. These are all joining up nicely. These are all far apart at the moment, so I'm not concerned about this coming back a little bit at the moment, because it will come back a little bit. But if you look at this, look how she's just unsure of herself. She's bound to sort of turn. There's a nice big support if you look here at the 138, 137.79. There's a big support here. Okay, so if she stays above this support, we're not looking too bad. And then there's a nice resistance up here at 170. So you can trade this one all the way up to around probably 170. But we've got a target of around 155, which is here. You can see there's another support here. If you look at that support line, you can see it nicely. It's running around about 155. Look at this. You see there, 154.73, 155. So if you keep it at 155, take your profits earlier if you're a trader. If you're a long-term investor, you should easily get up to 170 rand on new platinum eventually. Eventually, platinum will do something, and it will eventually, hopefully, make you some dosh somewhere down the line. The next trade we took was the Exxaro, and this was a must trade. I mean, there's no way you can miss an Exxaro trade like this. This Oki, if you look nicely, you'll see she's got a nice support at 160. She came all the way back. Okay, It's got a nice resistance to 171. If you trade within this band, this has been a long uptrend. She's been going up, and she gave a nice pullback the other day, a good percentage pullback. If you look at this, where they all joined here, see here, confirming down here, and she shot the lights out. Now if you look here again, she's joining all at the bottom nicely. It's confirming here, and if you look at the RSIs and MACDs, etc., you'll see they're also confirming they're at the bottom. This one is definitely an uptrade. The only concerns are we have a stop loss at around, what's our stop loss on this trade? Let me just have a look here just to be sure. But the next support's 155. Our stop loss is set at 154. That's correct, yeah. So we have a stop loss at 154 because this is the 89-day moving average, and I use an 89-day moving average a lot. The 200-day moving average will tell you where the share is, and you don't want it to bounce through that. But my little 89-day moving average tells me a change in direction. Now, if she goes through the 155 here, you'll see there's also a support, okay, running around here. 153, 152, there's 155, let's go to the top there, yeah, 156, there's a support there, 156. So if she drops through 155, you could be in for a bit of trouble. So we put a stop loss at 154 just to protect the capital, make sure nothing goes wrong. But we don't expect it to come down to 155 in the near future. We're hoping that this trade will surely bounce up, unless of course something goes terribly wrong in the markets and everything crashes out and the world comes to an end. So that's our trades for this week. We'll let you know what happens next week and how we go. If you have any questions, forward them to my email address at jse@robdasher.com. We'll answer any questions that you've got. We'll try and assist you where we can. We're not saying we're the best traders in the world, but we're trying to help you with free information. If you need to understand the markets and you don't know how to trade, I have a nice training, a lot of training material on my website, jsetrading.co.za. Just go www.jsetrading.co.za. You go into the training section of that website, and it'll give you a lot of details on how to trade, what the oscillators do, how to put support lines, resistance lines, how to understand bar charts, etc., what the price earnings ratios mean, etc. There's also formulas there for stop losses and how to trade. So if you're looking for that kind of information, I don't put that on my blog. My blog is for more for a weekly update, etc., as you're getting now. If you want more in-depth information, just follow through to my website. The link is on the blog. You'll find it there. Anyway, that's it for this week. Have a lekker trading week, and I'll speak to you next week.